Chapter 7. Quranic Interpretation. The Quran, as the central religious text of Islam, has been a source of guidance, inspiration, and reflection for Muslims and scholars across the centuries. Quranic interpretation, known as Tafsir in Arabic, is the scholarly practice of understanding and explaining the meaning and message of the Quran. In this chapter, we will delve into the fascinating world of Quranic interpretation and the various methods employed to understand the Quran's verses. Tafsir. Unlocking the Quran's message. Tafsir is the methodical study of the Quran, aimed at unveiling its intended meaning and understanding the divine message it conveys. The practice of tafsir encompasses linguistic analysis, historical context, and theological interpretation. It seeks to answer questions about the Quran's content, context, and application to contemporary issues. Methods of Quranic interpretation. There are several approaches to Quranic interpretation, including Tafsir bil-Methodical. This method relies on the Quranic text itself and the hadith, sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad, to explain Quranic verses. It's considered the most authoritative form of tafsir. Tafsir bil-Ray. This method involves reasoning and personal interpretation. Scholars use their own judgment and analogical reasoning to deduce the meaning of Quranic verses. While it can provide valuable insights, it is considered less authoritative than Tafsir bil-Methodical. Tafsir bil-Ijma. This form of interpretation relies on the consensus of scholars, which is considered a source of Islamic law. When scholars agree on the meaning of a particular verse, it becomes widely accepted. Tafsir bil-Quran. Some scholars interpret the Quran using other Quranic verses. They believe that the Quran itself provides explanations for its content. Tafsir bil-Israiliyat. This approach incorporates Jewish and Christian sources and traditions to interpret Quranic verses. It's used to provide historical context for certain stories and narratives. Scholars and their contributions. Over the centuries, numerous scholars have made significant contributions to the field of tafsir. Some of the most renowned tafsir works include Ibn Kathir's Tafsir al-Quran al-Azim, al-Jalalain's Tafsir al-Jalalain, and al-Qurtubi's Tafsir al-Qurtubi. These scholars, among many others, have played a vital role in elucidating the Quran's message and making it accessible to a broad audience. Contemporary interpretation. In the modern era, scholars continue to engage in Quranic interpretation to address contemporary issues and challenges. The Quran's timeless principles are applied to new contexts, and scholars strive to make its guidance relevant to the evolving needs of society. Interpreters today often address topics such as ethics, social justice, gender, and environmental responsibility. These interpretations help bridge the gap between the Quran's timeless wisdom and the complex issues faced by contemporary Muslims. As we move forward in our exploration of the Quran, we will examine the Quran's influence on various aspects of life and culture, including art, literature, science, and society. The practice of Quranic interpretation remains a vital part of understanding and implementing the Quran's teachings, making it a dynamic and ever-evolving field of study.